everybody, GReimer here, coming at you once again from Cerro Gordo Zoo, doing a little bit of building here, doing some ZAWA fun for you guys to enjoy on your lovely Friday, and I hope you guys are all having a wonderful Friday. I'm doing alright, you know, I'm doing my thing. I'm playing some Minecraft now at the end of the day here, so I'm kind of liking it. There's the traumatized foxes behind me. Alright, I'm just chilling here in the zoo though, getting ready to do a little bit of fun, so let's get to that actually. Look, you guys, I did it. I did a thing. I said last episode that I should get around to putting the path blocks in between episodes, and I actually did it. I actually went through and did all of the pathing that I was missing here on this side of the river anyways. I didn't get over there. That's a whole different monster over there. But look at this. I got the paths I'll put in. Now, the landscaping is still not done. There's still a chest here full of junk. And I still haven't really done anything with this, even though it's really cool. There's an Enderman down there. Let's start trying to look directly at him. Yeah, there's still some stuff that I could add in here, obviously. Like, I gotta do the detailing of the landscape. There's a lot of details that need to be done. This is basically the right shape, but I need to do all the proper landscape. I mean, it's unfinished. It's basically just the paths I squeezed in here. I managed to get a little bit of time early one morning. I woke up early, actually, and did it. So look at that. Look at me go. Look at me being all nice and responsible and getting stuff done. I'll probably do the landscaping as far as detailing everything on an upcoming stream. I'm sure that'll happen coming up here one of these days. Stay tuned to the channel for that if you guys want to know when the stream is going to be, because I don't really have it planned. I got life, I got kids, I got a baby on the way, I got all sorts of stuff. But that's life stuff. But here in Minecraft stuff, last week we actually built this exhibit right here, and this is for the GARs, all right? And you guys killed it once again with the naming suggestions. There's a lot of them to choose from, and there's a couple of them that I really liked, but I mean I had to narrow it down to two. And I picked them out. So let's get to going and getting some name tags so we can get these things in there and named. All right, so the first GAR is going to be called Ferdinand. Okay, so Ferdinand was submitted by Ahmed Mifsel, and thank you so much for that. I think it's a lovely name for a GAR, so we're gonna call it that. And then because apparently this character sings a song about water buffalo in VeggieTales, we're gonna call this one Larry. Now I know that it's not a water buffalo. I get that. I'm well aware, but it just kind of looks like one. But thank you to, oh man. Okay, Tertonagoro. I think I might have got that right. I'm not sure. Let me know if I did, whoever knows how to say it. Tertonagoro. I'm pretty sure that's how you say it. Thank you to you and Ashley Rossler, who both suggested that. I 100% butchered that name. No doubt, I definitely did. So sorry about that. I'm not very good at names whenever they're not, like, Billy or Ed or something really simple. Alright, let's get to naming these ones. Where did I put them even? Are they right here? They're right here. Alright, sweet. We got them. We got the GARs here. Alright, we even got our book. Let's get this here just in case they wake up Krabby from, well, the last time I saw him when I tranked him full of drugs. Alright, so let's go with Ferdinand right here. Bam, Ferdinand. Welcome to the zoo. You are a male. Over here, away from the waking of Ferdinand, we're going to put this one down here, and we're going to name that Larry. And Larry is also a male. Look at you, too. You just are wonderful. Let's get out of here before you wake up and realize how much drugs I injected you with. I mean, they were just trank darts, so it's not really that big of a deal. They'll wake up eventually. Maybe. Are you okay? I'm sure they're fine. All right, so let's get to organizing the hotbar here just a little bit. Putting this back in here. And then we're going to probably have to inhale some chickens here pretty quick. So after adding the paths and figuring out kind of what... Oh, they're awake. Look at that. Oh, wow. They're really loud, too. Okay, that's good to know. Thank God that's not going to get annoying. All right, so... after adding the paths and kind of figuring out what I have here, I realized that I have some empty space, okay? Now, like, right here along the river, there's just a little bit right here. And there's, like, a little bit right here, but that leads into, like, the Canyon of Death. And then there's also over... Oop, I kind of was flying. There we go. Right here, there's actually quite a bit. Okay, now my original path for this was to curve this way and go along the river the entire way. But as I was working it out, I was like, you know what? It needs to hug the edge of the GAR exhibit here so that they can actually... God, those things are annoying. So that you can actually see them. I also have the spot marked out for a bridge. But in curving it over and connecting it to the path here, it left this open area right here. And you know what we're doing here? We're building a zoo. And because we're building a zoo, I'm going to put an exhibit here. I mean, I got a spot, right? Let's throw one in here right now. Now, it can't be too big of an animal because, as we saw with the GAR exhibit over there, they're a little cramped. They don't really have a whole lot of room. They're really kind of smashed in there, aren't they? Aren't you? Yeah, okay. So maybe I should probably pick a smaller animal. And now there's an animal that I did not build an exhibit for in Wildwood last season that I would like to add in right here. And that is an echidna. Echidna? Knuckles. Whatever those things. Okay, so Knuckles the echidna from Sonic the Hedgehog. I'm guessing one of them has to be that. But I actually don't even really know if I caught one of those things. I kind of always just assumed I did because I see them all over the place. But let's go check to see if we actually caught one. And then I'll focus on building them an exhibit. I did. Okay, sweet. I have 2 echidnas. So one of them is going to be named Knuckles, but get your thinking caps on because I am definitely going to need another name though because there's 2 echidnas. So we're going to definitely be putting 2 in there, and I'm going to need another name. Would you look at that beautiful sunset? It's going right over like the arch of the entrance to the zoo right over there. That's pretty cool, isn't it? Look at that. Ah, that's pretty. But it also means that creepers be creeping. So I'm going to need to take a nap here so I don't get blown up while I'm building this. So the first step, as you guys may have caught on if you caught any of my episodes, of course, is we have to actually figure out where this exhibit is going to go, where it's going to lay down here. And I'm going to try to maximize as much space out here as I can without breaking into the lake. Because although I only have 2 echidnas, I don't want to make them feel like they're crunched in here. Now, I do need to make it come up to this path right here. It's kind of important because, actually, we're talking like right up to the path here, because they're going to have to have a viewing area, and this is where the viewing area is going to be. I suppose I could possibly... oh, there's the moving again. I could possibly bring it all the way up. This could actually be a really large exhibit. Here I am talking about like I'm trying to crunch it in here, but it might actually end up being a very large exhibit. I guess I'll leave the viewing area right here so that there is no need for doing this elevation change thing here, because that makes things all sorts of actually complicated. Not like I can't do it. It's done right there. But just to save on a little bit of time and energy, I could actually shorten this up a little bit then. Actually, no, this still needs to go right here. You know what, never mind. We're going up the hill. We're going up the hill. We're just doing it. There we go. After tweaking the size of the oval that I'm making here just a little bit, that's, I think, the shape that I'm going to go with right there. It's actually a pretty large area. Should be pretty good for giving the echidnas plenty of room to stretch out. All right, so you guys know what the next... Oh, man, these mooing. The next... You guys know what the next step is. It's time for me to get to digging.
Cause I've been living life right like I could just die any minute. Going for a ride down the side, PCH country limit. I don't need a guide, follow lights, take me where I wanna visit. Are you alive? Or just breathing? Cause I've been living life right like I could just die any minute. Going for a ride down the side, PCH country limit. I don't need a guide, follow lights, take me where I wanna visit. Are you alive? Or just breathing? Flashing red lights, driving at night, windowless ride, feeling alive. Nothing in sight, forever in flight. Follow those lines, we'll make it this time. Blurry street lights, work as a guide to memories that we're making tonight. Oh yeah, we'll make it tonight. Yeah. I'll do anything that I feel like I wanna do. I'm living life like I got nothing left to prove. No end in sight, just always staying on the move. I'll go all night if that's just what I gotta do. Life's too short to care about what you can't afford. Memories are in what you explore, so just don't be ignored. Go ask for more, go ask for more. Cause I've been living life right like I could just die any minute. Going for a ride down the side, PCH country limit. I don't need a guide, follow lights, take me where I wanna visit. Are you alive? Or just breathing? Cause I've been living life right like I could just die any minute. Going for a ride down the side, PCH country limit. I don't need a guide, follow lights, take me where I wanna visit. Are you alive? Or just breathing? I'm in a race that everybody's chasing fast. They wanna be that someone on the screen at last. They ain't looking inside for their needs in life. They wanna be liked by everybody in sight. But trust me, being free ain't spotlights. No, it's long nights and it's long fights with yourself all the time to get your mind right. But if you put in the work, you can find the light, alright? I'll do anything that I feel like I wanna do. I'm living life like I got nothing left to prove. No end in sight, just always staying on the move. I'll go all night if that's just what I gotta do. Life's too short Cause I've been living life right like I could just die any minute. Going for a ride down the side, PCH, country limit. I don't need a guide, follow lights, take me where I wanna visit. Are you alive? Or just breathing? Cause I've been living life right like I could just die any minute. Going for a ride down the side, PCH, country limit. I don't need a guide, follow lights, take me where I wanna visit. Are you alive? Or just breathing?
Nice little nap there. Did a little bit of digging. Got that all done. Alright, so we got this place done. I also went ahead and just replaced all the ground with grass just to get started here. Now, I also, since you guys last saw me here when you were watching that time lapse, I did something responsible. I went and actually looked up the habitat of these things because I had no idea. To be honest, echidnas are not around the area where I live, so they're kind of new to me. But I actually went and looked these things up. Now, apparently they live in woodland and forested areas, which is kind of nifty. So we're kind of like in a woodland right now. the biome that we're in. So I could actually have just left all of this alone, I suppose. But there were these giant ravines and stuff in the way, and I don't really fancy having the echidnas take a dive down those things. So I do want to jazz this up a little bit. They say that they live in like burrows, or like they'll sometimes take over the burrows of like rabbits, or small caves, or crevasses or something like that. So maybe I could have left the ravines, to be honest. And that's kind of like where they build their habitat. They don't really tolerate extreme environment changes. So for shelter, they'll take refuge in those things. Kind of interesting stuff, actually. They're known as the spiny anteater. Never knew any of that stuff. I always thought they looked kind of like porcupines, and I guess they sort of do. But we got to design something for these guys. Now, I'm thinking, scratching my nose, I actually shaved the beard a little bit, so I got stubble now. I don't really have the beard anymore, so you can't hear any cool beard scratches. But I'm thinking that it would be cool if we actually did a custom tree in here. Maybe a small second custom tree, because it's got to be like a woodland. But I want the tree, maybe it's like a dead log, actually. That's kind of like a dead tree kind of tilted to the side, and have like the roots kind of sticking up, because it says it likes to hide under the roots of stuff, like wherever it can find a little shelter. Thinking a little bit like stone pile area, stuff like that, but having like another custom tree in here too would probably be pretty good. Maybe even a third if I really want to feel ambitious. All right, so first let's grab the dump chest here and grab out whatever grass I have in here, because we're going to get to work on building a little bit of the landscape here. Now I'm kind of thinking. Let me get airborne here real quick. I don't actually have this planned out. Like a true, responsible, professional YouTuber, I don't actually have this exhibit planned out. As with most of my exhibits, I usually just wing it as I go. Yes. Exactly. You know, you get me. You get me, yo. All right, so I'm thinking maybe the custom dead tree. Actually, okay, we're going to do 2 custom trees in this one, because I kind of got planned out here. This area right here where this elevation raises up, I'm going to actually raise the land here. Custom tree leaning slightly to the left, probably not more than slightly to the left, with the roots kind of jutting up on that side there, so that would be an area for the habitat. Rock structures right here, maybe a little bit of a recession in the ground right here, where we can actually put like a little bit of a burrow, as well as a small custom, possibly one of these trees, actually a spruce tree right there, probably even the same size, to be honest. Kind of sucks I'm going to put them right next to each other, because it's going to be really noticeable. Right and back right there, and then a bunch of vegetation. I think we're going to get this going. All right, I kind of see it, but first I got to get the block palette down, and well, actually, first I got to get the shape down of what I'm going to be doing here. So let's get to work on laying down some of these blocks. Landscaping done, just like that. Bam! It was just a blink of an eye for you, but it was like a half-hour building for me. Oh, there's the hole right there that I completely forgot. Yeah, okay, so I did a little bit of shaping to this place to kind of give it a little bit of shape, and this is what I came up with. Now, I'm not going to put any water in here simply because I don't really know if echidnas are going to drown. They are kind of like little animals in here, so I don't really want them to die. I'm actually doing my best, people. I'm doing my best this season not to kill any animals. So far, we only got 1. That's not too shabby. It's half as many as last year, but we're not done with the zoo, so it's kind of iffy. All right, but so far I got the shape of the land down here, and here's that little kind of den that they can go hide in a little bit, something like that. But this land itself is not great. It's the shape is fine, but the the ground itself is just grass. And I don't really like that. You know me, I like custom landscapes. If you've been watching the series at all, for any length of time, you know that I like doing custom landscapes. I think they look fantastic, and if you leave them just plain old grass, they look boring. So we got to come up with a block palette for this. Now, woodland, huh? Woodland. Now, I mean, I live in a woodland biome. If you look in the top right underneath the minimap there, it's woodland is where we are. But I don't really like the biomes of plenty woodland. I'm going to do my own. So, let's see. We're going to talk about it being, crack some knuckles a little bit, beard scratch if I still had it. We're going to talk about it there being green. I mean, there's grass already, but over here actually is the moose biome, and this is actually kind of like a woodland biome as well. Actually, it's a really good woodland biome, and I just copied this recently for the GAR exhibit also. So, I guess I could do it again because I mean that is kind of what they live in, isn't it? Did that moose just eat grass? He just ate the grass. I did not know they did that. You, my friend, have taught me something new. Oh, the albino moose. Are you going to finally get off of that leaf block? You've been up there for months. Yeah, I guess I could just do the same thing here. I mean, it is exactly what I'm looking for, so I feel kind of weird about doing 2 episodes back-to-back of the same biome, but it is kind of what I'm looking for. I guess the real fun in this episode is going to be the custom trees, so... Alright, let me get to work on adding in, I guess green terracotta is what's next. Do I even have any of that? Yes, actually I do. Alright, green concrete powder added. I think that already makes it look a lot better. There's a couple holes here and there because I didn't really want to add them there. So now I want to add probably podzol, I'm thinking. And I do have some of this. Okay, I am kind of running a little bit low, so I'm going to have to be a little stingy on this stuff. But the podzol and coarse dirt actually is probably what I'm going to want to add too. I have some there and not a lot else here. I'm going to have to make some more of this stuff. But we're going to sprinkle this in here. Oh yeah, that's definitely enough. We're going to sprinkle this in here along with the podzol, and we're going to see what we come up with. You guys, as I'm doing this, I just heard my wife upstairs sneeze. She has this really kind of achoo kind of like loud sneeze, you know? And so I heard her. Now, normally I say bless you, but I'm kind of in the middle of a recording. So if you guys wouldn't mind heading down to the comment section and typing in bless you so that we can bless her for sneezing, that'd be great. Thank you guys so much. Ta-da, done. Okay, got the podzol and coarse dirt put in. I also went ahead and sprinkled in a couple of gravel blocks around the place, just a little bit, just to kind of add a little bit more of a break up to the color pattern there, because it was kind of like darker colors, so having a brighter block like gravel in there, just kind of mixing it up adds a little bit more contrast to like the landscape itself. And plus, I think I had it on the moose over there too, but I'm not too sure. All right, but we're gonna continue on though. All right, so we're looking at let's do the dead tree. Let's do the dead tree. We're gonna need the wood backpack, I'm assuming. Now, dark oak wood probably won't work so well with this. Ebony wood would look pretty cool for the bark, but the bark is about the only thing that would work for that. Although I don't know, ebony wood actually might work if the tree looks kind of rotten a little bit. But we're looking for more dry. Fir wood would work, but fir wood also totally matches what I used in here because it's exactly the same block. Pine and oak would kind of work. That could work. All right, let's get to work. We'll do oak. We'll use oak on this thing, and we'll see how it turns out. Now, I do want to make it look like there is like a root sticking up back here. So, like, even if it's just like a little something simple like this, let's knock out these ones right here in the middle. This can be fixed. Let's do that. Let's take this one right here. Yep. Do that. Something like that. Even if it's something simple like that, it gives the echidna something to hide under. It also totally gives them something to jump out of here on, doesn't it? All right, now this tree that I'm talking about isn't so much a tree as it is kind of like a half a tree stump kind of thing, maybe even jutting a little out of the ground. So it's like a dead tree that's kind of been mowed over a little bit. And we're also going to maybe remove some of these blocks like this and fill in some of it with some of the roots, like it's been tipped over a little bit. I know this probably isn't making much sense to you guys, but hold on. It's going to look great. I swear, it's going to look good. Maybe. I can't actually promise that. Okay, I don't like it, to be honest. I really don't. I think it's too bulky to be in here, but I'm also not done. So maybe I shouldn't judge it too quickly. I need to jazz up the base of it a little bit, actually, and my inventory sucks right now. So let's go ahead and just dump all woodland things in here to make a little bit of wiggle room, and let's get some of these ground blocks out here again. And none of those things. I'm going to grab a little bit of this for sure, but that's about it. Let's maybe it's in the backpack. I need some coarse dirt. There we go. We got a little bit there. Let's try to build up the back side of this maybe just a little bit so that it looks like it's actually kind of stuck in the ground. something a little bit better than what it currently is, because I just don't like it. It's just not quite tickling my fancy. I mean, kinda. It's really kind of difficult because this isn't. You know what? I'm gonna keep going with it. All right. Usually, whenever I have like some doubts on what I'm building, I just kind of keep going with it and see what turns out. And even if it's a flop, you know what? That's fine. Sometimes flops teach you some things when you're doing some building. So I'm gonna keep right there. It's supposed to be a slanted, like broken off tree, kind of jutting on the ground with the roots hanging out the back. Kinda, you know, like the roots are kind of poking up a little bit. Kinda. Okay, that's what I'm going for. You know what it could use? Leaf blocks. Leaf blocks, I think, will make things look a lot better. Let's go ahead and grab some of these acacia leaves. Oh, I don't really have a lot of leaf blocks. Man, I'm running low on stuff. Holy cow, I need to take some time and just dedicate to go grabbing some material. I'm probably going to need more leaf blocks than what I got in here. Okay, I think I'm going to keep it with that. Now let's work on the other custom tree before we get too carried away here. This one, I'm going to need the wood backpack again. This one, I wouldn't mind making more of a spruce tree like what we did before. It's probably going to be very similar to the one that we did before over there, because at least spruce and oak trees and stuff like that, they all kind of live in the same area. And because it's a woodland, I do want to make it look like there's, you know, woods here. But the problem is that I don't want to make it too overpowering with the woods everywhere, because you'll never see the echidnas then. So I need to actually get around to building a little bit of like a spruce tree right here. And I think last time I actually took, let's put this back here. I think I took some dark oak wood plank, or dark oak wood fences, and I stuck them up right in the middle of this thing here, like this. Okay, another half hour later, and here we are with a spruce tree. Okay, it's kind of a scraggly looking thing, but that's okay because it has to fit inside this exhibit, and I also don't want them to have a way out of it, so I don't think any echidnas are going to be hopping up there grabbing these leaf blocks. I did also go and grab a few more leaf blocks too. Farmed up a couple over there by my hidey hole. Just easily plant bone meal and harvest with a shears. So yeah, there we go. I got a bunch more leaf blocks, and I just kind of threw them in here quickly. I still need to go collect more dead leaves, too. That's something. But I don't really need to do it too much in this exhibit, because there's not going to be as many dead leaves in here, because this is supposed to be a living kind of woodland area. So this is already looking pretty cramped, considering, you know, we just put 2 things in here. But I do want to squish a couple more things in here, too. A down log would be kind of good if I can find a place for it. I don't really know where. Maybe up here, actually. Maybe not. Maybe I don't have room for a down log, but let's do some rock piles for sure, because I do want to add a little bit of rocky outcrops in here, because I think that they will look very, very nice. We have to have more andesite than this for sure. Where is the question? All right, now I could, this is kind of a bland spot right here, but I don't want to build this up too much, so maybe a small, I'm thinking maybe a small, let's get rid of the sword. I know this is risky, but I got my bow, and then I can, oops, I can stop anything except for gravity. Let's go ahead and knock this stuff out right here, and put a small dirt pile in right here, or a rock pile, I mean, in right here. And something that isn't too much, because like I said, I don't want it sticking up, because I don't want them to escape. So something just a little bit, maybe just a little rocky outcropping like this, actually. Nothing too fancy, because it's going to be right above the cave, too, or the burrow area. So I think that's pretty good. Man, my inventory sucks. My inventory sucks right now. It's really bad. Yeah, just do a couple of bits of rocks laying around there. So that looks all right. Now, as far as a bigger pile, maybe somewhere, maybe on the slope, actually, if that's even a thing that I can pull off. Let's try this. Let's test the building skills here just a little bit. Something kind of like that. Actually, that looks pretty good. Actually, I'm really liking that. I kind of stretched it out a little bit and added a smaller one right next to it, and I think that looks pretty good. And I think that might be all I want to do for the dirt or the stone piles, because I don't want to get too crazy on it. But I do want to pay a little extra love and attention down here to this part right here, because this is, after all, the part where they can go and hide in. So let's dig this down a little bit. Look at that. There's some iron. Don't need it. Got an iron farm. That's why you build an iron farm, so you can just ignore that and keep on building. All right, ta-da. Yeah, I'm thinking that works pretty good for that. Now, let's talk vegetation, because I'm thinking that basically takes care of all the block masses that I want to put in here. So let's talk about vegetation. We're going to be putting, let me get the vegetation backpack out here. Actually, more importantly than that, let me actually get the dump chest out here and clear all that stuff out of there. Yeah, I'll keep these. Let's get the plants backpack here and do a little soul searching here and here, because let's get the roots out here for the burrow here. And maybe we'll do a little bit of that. And like that. There we go. Makes it look like it's really underground. Yeah, like that. All right, so woodland, huh? Wild celery, I guess, could grow in the woodland area. I could put maybe 1 or 2 bits of I don't know, maybe like a little, oh, actually, no, I do want to put water in here. I just don't want to drown the echidnas. So let's grab the water bucket here, and what we're going to do is we're going to go in the vegetation backpack here, the plant backpack. We're going to grab some of these guys. This is how we're going to keep them from dying. We're going to put like a little marshy land, maybe right, just a small one, like right here. Okay, there's that stuff. Let's remove these blocks actually, because that's the stuff that's going to turn into something bad. Let's do that, and let me get the backpack out right here and fill that back up. I'll have to refill the backpack somewhere else though. So we're going to put that there, and then we're going to put the lily pads on top of it so they actually can't go in here. And what this should look like, if my imagination serves me well, is that it should look like kind of like a swampy-ish lowland kind of area. Maybe just a little bit of moisture in this area, you know. Let's get rid of the bucket there. Hold on. I'm gonna make this look good. All right, yeah, something a little bit like that. I think that looks pretty good. There's a little visual glitch kind of going on right here where it kind of gives me a little bit of a seizure if I stare at it too long. So I lowered it down to a half block right there just to kind of make it work. In fact, that's something I guess I don't really want to do too much in here because of these little rock piles. It's going to make them kind of become obsolete. So maybe, usually I like to blend in the surroundings a little bit with cobble slabs. I think that looks really nice. But right here in this specific exhibit, I don't think that's going to work out so well. So I'm not going to do it. But one thing I do want to do before I press on, because I kind of forgot to, is I need to add the path blocks, all right? So the path blocks are what make this whole thing pop. And I just didn't add them. So what we're going to do is we're going to add a couple of them here, but I'm going to have to do that real fast because I want to put one right there. So let's go ahead and sprinkle in the path blocks throughout this just to try to get this to look halfway decent. At this point, you think that I would probably remember to put these things in here, considering the fact that I've made literally hundreds of exhibits. No, I still forget. I still forget. My brain sucks that bad. Okay, path blocks are added. We can all rest easy. I know I was panicking. All right, so let's get some leaf blocks out here a little bit. Let's get some of these sacred oak leaves actually for some of the bushes in the area, because I want these not to look dry and dead, but I want these to look kind of alive. Now I can't really put them here because we're getting really close to the top of the area, so I got to go down farther down here and maybe add a couple of these things along this edge here, because I do want to make this look like there's some plant life at least in here. Maybe even something simple like that. Something like that. Nothing too extravagant. Just a little bit of a bush here and a bush there. You know, just to kind of make things kind of look like it's actually the woods. That's probably enough vegetation on the side. Okay, so that's enough for the leaf blocks around the side. Let's grab the actual plant backpack again and see what else we can add in here to make it look very much alive. Berry bushes, yes. It's actually the last of my berry bushes. A little nerve-wracking there. I really got to go grab more of those things. Now, dead bushes, I don't intend on really doing too many of, but I wouldn't mind throwing like one over here where the tree is kind of uprooting. You know, just like on top of it maybe, so it like kicked up some land as it was tipping over a little bit, and it kind of killed off a little shrub or something. Just let it tell a story, you know? Let it tell a little bit of a story. I suppose adding a little bit of brown terracotta to this area here wouldn't look too bad, actually. Let's squirt a block in here or there. See how this looks. Yeah, let's put one right here too. Yeah, that's actually good. I don't want to overdo it, just a little bit. I got one sprout. Let's add this someplace. Why not, you know? Let's actually put it right there. Bam. I wonder if anyone touring the zoo will notice, like, there's one sprout inside of this entire, like, zoo area. Let's go ahead and grab a few mushrooms and toadstools here and sprinkle them in place, because this is, after all, a forest, so you're going to have these things in places throughout the area. It kind of makes sense for there to be. I think we're going to add just a couple bits of devilweed around here, because this is like the swampy area. So just a couple bit. It's basically tall grass with a little, it's like, yeah, like tall grass with little curls on the end. But you see those in swamp areas, so I'm just going to add them like that, just to kind of add a little added detail there. As far as vines, I don't really want to put them in any place because they're going to crawl, you know, like they're going to creep around and create areas that maybe the echidnas can climb up, and I don't really want that. I don't really know if there's any other plants. Cattail, actually, hold on, wait one second. I gotta squeeze these in here too. Maybe I'll remove one of the river cane and I'll put cattail in there instead. And I think those grow too high. Maybe, I'm not too sure. We'll add a couple of them in there, just like that. I think that might be all I'm gonna add to this. I can't see anything else in here that tickles my fancy. So let's go ahead and grab the dead leaves, which I don't have many of. I actually recently grabbed a couple more, and I probably threw them into the dump chest, to be honest. A couple of them. I'll find them. Yeah, maybe I added them to this pile already. I only have 27 of these bad boys, so I'm going to have to go collect some of these too. I guess I don't really want to put too many dead leaves around here because I want this to seem more of a lively kind of a flourishing woodland area. So I guess keep going relatively light on the dead leaves would probably be good anyway. But obviously any leaves that fall on the ground, it would make sense if they were considered dead because, I mean, they're no longer attached to the tree. So especially around this fallen tree, you'd think that there would be quite a few of them here because of that. I am a hungry GReimer. Look at this. I'm actually 3 haunches. I can't even run. I got to inhale a few chickens. All right, we're going to actually sprinkle a little bit down in here, too, because the echidnas might use it as padding in their den there. So, all right, let's not put the chicken in there. That doesn't make any sense. I think that's good for the shrubs. So now all we got to do is grab... buttons. We got to add little stone buttons around here. I already have a couple of them, especially around the rock piles, but I want to add a couple more in various places, too, especially here where it would have kicked up a lot of dirt and stuff. There probably is a couple pebbles or something that would have dropped out of here as well. Okay, buttons are added. I think without any further ado, it's time just to, we're gonna leave the flowers. I think it's time just to add some grass. That's a lot of flowers. Let's just dial it back just a bit, okay? I'm weaning myself into that. Let's just add some tall grass in this area then, and I think that's gonna be it. I think that's gonna be the final. I'm gonna keep both kind of flowers. Look at me go. I am evolving. Get some grass in here, maybe a couple bits of them tall here or there. And then I think that's going to wrap it up. I think this is going to be an echidna exhibit. Hopefully this looks like a woodland. You guys got to tell me what you guys think once this is finished, because your input is greatly appreciated, and it might actually change. Okay, I'm trying. I'm trying with the flowers, adding a couple, but I can't. This isn't a flower forest, so I can't go too crazy on them. Speaking of flowers, though, I didn't actually think about what to add in here. Just like flax, I think this is too high stuff, but maybe if I add 1 or 2 of them in places, it won't look too bad. Or even just one, maybe along the back side of it, just like that in there. You're not really going to see it from the viewing area, though, so maybe... Boy, I don't know, maybe one more right there. Let's actually take a peek at this exhibit and see what it looks like. Whee! Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah, I'm thinking this is coming together. Let's take a peek here, land it good. There we go. Does that look like a woodland area for you guys? What do you think? Comment down below. What do you think? Woodland area, kinda? I think the Gars here agree. Do you guys agree? Okay, yeah, I think they do. See that, or they're saying no, it sucks. But I think this kind of looks like a woodland area. Yeah. All right, I just gotta get the rails in here. Rails are put in, and I think that is a finished exhibit. Echidnas, people. I've got 2 of them. And one of them is definitely going to be named Knuckles. Because, come on, it's Knuckles the Echidna from Sonic the Hedgehog. You got to do it. I think Idris Elba did his voice in the latest movie. So yeah, definitely got to do that one. But I need one more name, and that I am leaving up to you all, actually. If you guys would not mind heading down into the comment section and leaving your best Echidna name, that would be wonderful. But I'm going to wrap this episode up here. It's been a long recording, actually. I've had to go collect resources and stuff in the middle of it, too. But hey, I got it done. I did it. So thank you guys for donating your eyeballs and ear holes to this episode. I will be back next week with more ZAWA for your eyeballs and ear holes to enjoy. And if you did make it all the way to the end of this episode right here, if you're still watching, which I know some people might click off when they hear me do my outro thing, but there's a little bit more, I have a special announcement. There's a special announcement, and that is that I am currently working on getting merchandise out there. And if you guys want a GReimer Gaming t-shirt or something, or a coffee mug or whatever, it looks like that's going to be available coming soon. So keep an eye on the channel for that. There's a couple of fun things. Ones you guys might already know, especially since the sun's setting right there and creepers be doing something, and that might be a little hint as to what might be on some of those coffee mugs and t-shirts and stuff. So keep an eye on the channel. You'll see that coming here very, very shortly. So thank you guys so much for donating your eyeballs and ear holes. I'm going to get out of here because creepers be creeping and I don't want to get blown up. So I'll see you guys next week. Thanks for watching. Bye-bye.